All right, what up, everybody? We're back to another beat breakdown. This is the final song off of the album for you, yeah, nah. And as I promised, just like we had Matthew Nadler here for 52 bars. Matthew Nadler is also present in this record, yeah, nah, and I'm glad to have him back so we could break this down for y'all. I'll be honest with you guys, we've been recording this back to back, so it's not really, you know. But yeah, Matt, thanks for doing this. And yeah, let's get ready to it. Yeah. 52 Bars was a beat that was made around the vocals. Yana was a beat that he had already sent me. Called, what'd you name it? What'd you name it?
It was called Speed.
Speed. And as soon as we heard it, we were like, dude, like this is crazy. Like that beat is hard, like super hard. And like one thing we really appreciated was how slow it was. A little backstory, and I don't know. Yeah, legit. It's for something that's called Speed, it's slow as hell. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know if you know this, Matt, but when we wrote the song to your beat, and like because of Punjabi music overall and how much faster it is, especially when it's like hard songs, like you know what I'm saying, like when it's hard beats and hard songs, they're much more faster. And we made the song, everyone loved it, and then we didn't touch it because Yana was the first song we actually made off of For You. So that song was made almost a year ago in like June, right? And so we made that song, we liked it, but then come around September, October, um, for some reason this started feeling it slow. And I was like, no, like I kept fighting for it. And then 1.2, I was about to give in, but I was also really busy that I didn't want to change it too much. But because it was like, to us, we knew what these type of beats feel when it's not Punjabi music and how amazing these beats are. But in Punjabi music, sure, I get it. Like everything is a little bit more faster when coming to harder beats. But yo, like when we came down to, I made this 10-minute mix of all the songs from 52 Bars to Yana. I made this like joint EP, like just 10-minute mix, and I sent it around to everybody, to Karan, to my boys, to see everyone's thoughts. And that's when it was like, all right, yeah, that's a perfect song to leave to. You know what I'm saying? That's a perfect song to outro the album, and the way it sounded, the way how the rest of the album is, and how slow that song gets, it's perfect. And it's just it's repeatable. You're allowed to sing, you're able to sing along with it. Like just an experiment of a song that honestly just like it works. It sounds seamless. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So since this was, this was a beat that you created out of your own mind space, your own headspace, give us a little rundown of the beat, how you made it, how you started it, how everything came apart.
So it started with a melody that Amiri and Phil made,
Yeah.
these guys I work with. And I'll play how the original one is, and like obviously I ended up changing it, but here it is.
That's
So
a
that's
hard
it.
sample. That's a hard
Yeah.
sample.
And it's the same tempo, but I ended up just pitching it up and making it sound higher.
Yeah. How does that sound? Hard.
And the melody on its own just has like so much bounce to it,
Yeah.
which is part of why it's like a great record. And like unlike 52 bars where the hi-hats are more subtle, the
Yeah.
hi-hat can just be like really give it the bounce.
Right.
So I'll just play like the hi-hats. That was definitely the next thing I added.
Sick. Yeah, it's hard.
And then just like a snare. And then I added an open hi-hat, and a rim.
Yo, that open hat, is it reversed?
Yeah, it is reversed. It's not showing reversed on Logic because it's
Right.
like the program just being weird, but yeah, it's the hi-hat's reversed and like that definitely yeah, it's just a cool effect.
Was it already reversed or you reversed it?
Yeah, I reversed it.
So so when you placed it, you didn't think of it being reversed until you actually reversed it?
No, I think I heard it reversed, so I just found a hi-hat and then reversed it, like lined it up.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's a
After that, I just added the 808.
yep,
And this is like one of those beats which are just super simple and I left it that way. Like some of the best beats are just leaving the space for the artist
yep.
and
Oh yeah.
like all I added after was the 808 and kick and some effects. So so simple.
So simple. You know what
So
was crazy? Matt, I've been trying to do this for years, and again, you done something for me that I couldn't do, is make an 808 so hard that like you don't have to put a kick. I always put a kick. You know, majority of I think there's legit only 8 bars in the song that I think have a kick.
yeah,
Legit. There's
yeah,
like it's the chorus. And the second chorus I think doesn't have it either because it goes into like an empty chorus.
yeah,
But yeah, so that's crazy, like that we were able to make a record that just like it feels so like the 808 punches you so much.
yeah.
Like, yeah, this is a eight, but what's funny that you did this all the way last. You put in the 808s as kind of your last part of the groove, but I think that's what carries the song.
Yeah,
It does, right?
for sure. Well, it's
Yeah,
like you kind of make everything knowing the 808 will be there. So you're
yeah,
just trying to find like interesting ways to make the percussion,
right.
knowing the 808 is just gonna like fill in all the empty space.
Right, right. No, that 808 is absolutely a fucking genius move on that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a quick question for you that a lot of producers are gonna want to ask. When you work when you're making the beat, are you looking for, let's say you open up a drum kit, are you looking for the same sounds in the same drum kit, or are you going through different drum kits to find what you're looking for?
Yeah, it all varies on the beat because like
Yeah.
like I think the most important thing in producing is sound selection. So
Yeah.
obviously the melody has like a certain timbre and tone and like frequencies in it. And like you want to find drums that fit well within that and also have like the sound you're going for. So most of the sounds in this beat I've never even used before. It's like all
Wow.
specific to this.
Yeah, no, how it's like how you mentioned the space. There's a lot of space in the song for the fact that there really isn't. Like it's the space isn't in sort of a pocket. The space is in the space I feel like is more so in the sounds themselves, like in the frequencies themselves. You know what I'm saying? There's not too much. There's not like the bass. The 808 is the only thing, and the kick that even touches that whole like the left side of the spectrum,
Yeah.
the EQ. You know what I'm saying? It's only the bass, the flute, the hi-hats, the snares. Even the snare is so like doesn't have a clap on it. The snare doesn't have like you know how snares are usually heavier. This one's
Yeah.
like a thinner 808
So
snare.
it's like tinny almost
Yeah, right.
like
But it's
like metal.
there's so much space in the rest of it that one it becomes a prominent piece. Like you don't have 100 percussions in there that you need a reason to make the snare sound like it's more impactful than the other percussion. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like
Right.
making sure like that pocket of each thing is evident,
Right.
right?
Like
Um,
every drum sound is really hard hitting. So
yeah,
as long as you program it with like space and like a nice balance, like it's
yeah,
gonna hit. You don't
yeah.
need to fuck it up.
All right, so Matthew sends me the stems for Yana, and this one was a simpler part for me to kind of just like arrange it. Not so much happening as you guys can see the screen. We built off the record just the way it was, just the way the beat was originally made, and we made most of the record through there. You can see there's a lot of Yana ad libs across the screen right now, and how much of him is really being used is a lot of vocals that are ad libs, and then just bars in the middle. Where I came into to spice up the song was the beat switch. which was really interesting. It really just came out of nowhere. Really, we didn't really plan it, but while we were in the studio, I was just like, I need a beat switch. I need something that at the end of the album, hypes you up more than it was already, and just kind of leaves you with it's like a cliffhanger almost. All right, so here's what I did to the beat. So I took the sample that Matt had already sent me and chopped it up, and added a delay and a filter on it. So here's what it sounds like, just the way I chopped it up. It has a snare with it in there too. I added a delay. Added a filter, so we could get rid of that snare sound as well. And it just sounds a lot more grungier. Right? And that keeps going, but as soon as those first 4 bars go away, I bring in the original melody as well to accent kind of what we have on top. Though I did pitch that melody by 12, so it's kind of like just giving you a little bit more depth. All I did after that was add an 808 first. Added a hi-hat that's simple, just on the 16th. I didn't want to do too much since the beat was already amazing as it was. So yeah, at that part, then the sample comes in again. Again, the way it was chopped, the way it is done faster. Except this time I got rid of the filter, so it's a lot more sharper, and I instead put a chorus, so it just sounds more wide. And left the bass, the hi-hats, added a kick, and yeah, that was most of the beat. The snare, as you can see, there's no snare in this part of the beat because the sample that I was using of Matt's already had the snare. Like, it was already part of the beat he already sent me, and I didn't have the stems yet, but it just sounded so amazing the way it came that I just used it like that. So this is while he's singing, but once he stopped singing, I added more kicks, so it just seems like there's more movement. Right there. This right here. So that right there is pretty cool. There's a Drake song, but it has this triple kick in it, but it was kind of just like something Boy Wonder did it. It did it by mistake. He just swiped his hand over the MIDI keyboard and it sounded like a little blurb, and this is what it sounds like. So I wanted to put that in there because it just felt right to use that part. Ikky. Karan Aujla. Yeah, and then after this part of the beat is done, I just, again, wanted an outro to this record, an outro to the album. So I just used this explosion effect that I had made for my live shows, and as much as I wanted to keep it as just a live thing, it just fit well to kind of end this album with just a big explosion. I reversed it first. Right. And that outro, we have Preston's brother Dawson, Pablo, kind of outroing what this album was and what what they should be expecting from me and Karan Aujla coming this year. Just a very simple beat, a very simple concept. A lot of this weighed on Karan Aujla to kind of be smart with the words and methodical with the rhymes and the metaphors, and whatever he's saying in the record is a lot aligned with the yeah and the nah. So it's rather less like it's more about the stuff he's saying and how much that impacts the song, rather than just like the beat carrying the song, or just it being any of the song. There's a lot of him being used to cover up the pockets that were not so full. The song is a simple one, and thank you for joining in on these sessions with us, man. I know what I love is that you personally wanted to do them. You know what I'm saying? That you really wanted to do them. So I was really happy that someone there's people that watch my stuff and now that they get to kind of open up their horizon and see Matthew Nadler making Punjabi songs. What?
It's been fun, and we're gonna have more too. So
that's it. All right, well, we'll see Matthew back again on these breakdowns. Hopefully very soon. We're looking towards it. Thank you everybody for joining in. This is Matthew Nadler. This is Ikky. For you. That's all it is.
Naah. Yeah.